All right, and we're live. Jeremy was just daring me to kill his character because he's like, you can't kill me. I'm a kid. And I'm like, yeah, we're playing Things from the Flood next week. I feel like I'm going to get used to it. So, hi, welcome to Adventures of Lollygagging and Friends. We're playing some Alien tonight, continuing our Cinders of Heaven campaign. Yeah, we are still in one hell of a pickle. So, we'll get into that summary pretty soon. But first, let's let all these wonderful people introduce who they are, talk about their characters a little bit, and if they got anything going on that they feel like plugging, go right ahead. So we're just going to go by the overlay and start with this wonderful man, Jeremy.
Oh, hi, I'm Jeremy. I play games with these beautiful people all week. I also happen to do a pretty fun podcast with Matt down there called the Plewcast, PLEWD, talking about comics and other cool things. I'm going to be playing just an upstanding, adorable young man named Chet, who's in no way an obnoxious bastard or a pack rat.
Yeah. I feel like at least the pack rat part's untrue. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting how much he's changed.
Stuff almost everything. Well, I was initially planning for him to be much more of a bastard, but it was like I had one session to be a bastard, and then immediately we were thrown into danger, and it was like, oh, well. And for whatever reason, Biggie's like a decent person.
Yeah.
And like supportive. What the hell is that all about?
Other than Veronica and her attempts to show you her bunion or whatever that is, like everything.
Or just being friendly.
Yeah. That's fine. How does it feel to be separated from your dad? And not know, I mean, you actually did communicate with him last time, but you're separated by just great distances in space. Chet doing okay?
He knows what he's doing.
Okay.
So long as he's there and he's in charge, he's going to lead them through. They're going to be fine.
Right. You have way more confidence in your father than I think everybody else does.
In his mind, Silas is like 10 feet tall and yeah.
Okay. Well, that's adorable. Let's keep it going. Speaking of adorable, Adam, how's it going?
It's all right. It's going okay. I'm Adam Grim Perla Studios. I play Biggie, sometimes known as Biggie Frosty. And what I'd like to plug tonight is a Kickstarter by the name of Chuck Dies in the End.
I know that Kickstarter.
I would highly recommend it. A while back, I bought a zine called Dan Dies in the End by the same crew. It was on sale for 50 cents. It was the best 50 cents I've ever spent in my life.
Link is down there in the chat channel now. A bunch of folks that you see on the screen right now are going to be working on that too, or putting something into it. So, yeah, definitely go do that. How much time's left on that, Chuck?
A week.
A week. So you got a week to go give Chuck your money. So it's okay. We can stop for a minute right now. We'll pause. Like 2-minute break. Everyone can go give Chuck money. Okay, and tell us about Big E. So who's Big E?
Big E is a roughneck that, he used to have a family at one point, but he doesn't anymore. And so his ship is his family now. Doesn't matter who you are. If you come on the ship and you're part of the ship, now you're family. And, we got ourselves a young member of the family that needs to be raised right. So we're going to raise him right.
And when you say ship, you mean like in the abstract, right? Not the literal, because Silas blew up your ship.
What?
Yeah, Silas blew up your ship. It's okay.
Well, how are you talking to me, mother?
You've got a different ship now, sort of, kind of. You got 2 ships to choose from.
Oh, you're this ship's mother.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
The ship you're on has a mother. The ship they're on has Apollo, so a little different. But yeah.
But that book that tells me how to play this game as I break the fourth wall tells me to call you mother.
That's okay with me. Yeah. That's what I have on the thing there, so it's all good. It's all good. All right, keep it going. Melissa, who are you?
I'm Melissa with Adventures in Lollygagging. You can find us here every other Monday, and then on the alternate Mondays, we are on Freely Publishing. We just wrapped up our last Basin mystery, and we're about to start some things from the flood.
And who are you playing?
I play Clover. She is the ship's scientist. So one of the things that got lost when the ship exploded was that she had like a unfinished paper that she was working on. So like that was one of her possessions that was on that ship that has now gone up and
Is lost
exploded.
the right word? Like,
Just I was reviewing my character sheet and things
Okay.
that have been in my possession that are no longer in my possession.
maybe you got it on a floppy disk somewhere. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. There are floppy disks, so it's all good. They exist.
Is there a cloud? If it went to a cloud, maybe things would be okay.
I guess there's databases and stuff, but probably not clouds the way. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Clover's
Sure.
the kind of person who would have like the papers and then like the USB flash drive right on top of it. So like she's not the most
Yeah.
for she doesn't really have the most foresight of anyone. But in between sessions, she has picked up Watchful.
What does that do?
So now she gets a +2 modification to observation when trying to spot a sneak attack. Because, she has spent the last session floating around in a emergency pod. So it felt
It's true.
appropriate to spend some XP on that.
All right. That's good. It's good that you're getting your XP spent now, because we wouldn't want the XP to be unspent. When the invariable terrible things are about to happen. We'll get into that later. Jen, how's it going?
I'll see them coming
now. Hi, Jen.
Hey, I'm Jen. I'm with the Grim Perilous Studios crew. I do have a Twitch account channel verbiage called Pixel Prowler, where we play video games. Every Tuesday, we will be playing either Borderlands 3 or Risk of Rain 2. We had some schedule changes, so. And then on Thursdays, we might be playing Satisfactory. I'm trying to cut it down a little bit.
What's Satisfactory?
Satisfactory is it's an early access game where you build factories.
Oh, okay. Is it like Factorium at all? Like where you just do that?
It's very similar.
Oh, okay, right on.
You're on alien planets and there's weird things going on. They're still adding stuff to it, so it's not quite done.
Cool. And did Veronica pick up anything new between sessions?
Veronica has 20 something plus XP from the first session. So no, she did not, because you're gonna kill her tonight. So I mean,
this is smart. You just stockpile the
I
XP.
stockpiled it because I was like, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Because I have set the precedent with Chet and Silas that they got to keep whatever XP that they had left over and kind of carry it over to their new character. So this is pretty smart. That's
I'm gonna need
a
it.
veteran maneuver. So I know who not to kill tonight. So if you're wagering,
she is a veteran of sorts. So
okay. All right, let's keep it moving. Matt.
Hello. I am playing Silas, the company man, who is trying to hold this whole terrible crew together. And it's not really working because things are just getting bad to worse, it seems. Especially after Clover wouldn't stop and, jump in and assist on flying that ship that went right into some mines. But hey, what are you going to do? It'll cost them their shares. At the end of the day, I'm going to get paid. I'm company man. I get my money. Me and my boy, we're looked after. But yeah. It'll be interesting what will happen tonight. I have a Kickstarter that is, let's take a look here. It's got 12 hours left. It's Kill Today, Die Tomorrow, spaghetti Western themed rules light RPG, part of Zine Quest. It is funded. It's 204% funded. Thank you, everybody who support the project. 12 hours left. This may be your only chance to get it in print. So if you want a print copy, this is it. Get in on it. People in Canada, you'll get Canadian shipping because that's where I'm sending it from. But American backers, Gallant Knight Games has graciously offered to fill all of the American backers. So you're going to get a good deal on shipping there as well. It's not going to cost you anything extra because it's coming from another country. So thank you to Alan and Gallant Knight Games for doing all of the fulfillment on the US side.
Okay, and links in the chat. So head over. You've got like 12 hours or some such. So back that now. And then last but not least is the captain,
Yeah,
Captain Frenchie.
that's a term that I didn't wear for long. Yeah, I'm Chuck, Defenders of Cobalt. Adam already beautifully plugged our Kickstarter. So go back it because our egos always need inflating a little bit more. I don't know. Yeah, I'm playing Frenchie. Sorry, it's my first job. My ship has exploded, and I'm kind of sort of under the impression that like half the crew's dead. And I think the other half is about to go. So just perfect scores on my first run.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said earlier today on Twitter. I'm like, I
Yeah.
think if Frenchie blows up his own ship and gets his entire crew killed, that's kind of like pitching a perfect game, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's an awful perfect game, but it is nonetheless a perfect game. Like that's 1-for-1 right there. Like you're perfect. So let's talk about how this got started. So you all, after losing your previous captain, were in a bit of some dire straits. Wayland Yutani wasn't sure if they were going to continue on with you all or just take their ship back and let you all kind of go in different directions. And so they decided, okay, we're going to take a chance in this Frenchie guy. But in order for us to let you do that, we're going to go ahead and put this dog catching crew on your ship because we need you to deliver them to a specific point in space that they didn't give you, that they were just sort of locked in at a certain point because you just had to deliver them there. It's just a simple delivery job. And when you got there, all you had to do was help them get this old, well, not even old, actually a fairly nice science vessel up and running. But it turns out that this science vessel had some freaking aliens on it. It had a bunch of different eggs. It had apparently at some point some kind of hive that was being formed within inside like a water treatment tank that was exploded, and you didn't see any surviving crew anywhere. You saw some dead crew here and there. At a certain point, Silas took Clover and Veronica, and they took to Cleidicynum to figure out and investigate this little distress call that they were getting nearby. And so they went to an asteroid. Somebody, I don't know who, ran the ship into a mine. That made the actual ship explode. And then the three of them floated around in escape pods until this other ship just sort of drifted by, unpowered but like intact. And the three of them managed to find their way in through some open compartments in space, and they got into the ship. And it turns out that all throughout this ship were a bunch of like sleeping, working drow androids. There were no clear signs of people. Like you saw signs of scuffles and fights and stuff like that. You saw signs of blood. You saw signs of damage and gunfire and all that kind of stuff. But it wasn't until the three of you got to the bridge when you noticed that there was a captain sitting in the captain's chair whose head was kind of crushed, and there were a bunch of working Joe androids all about. You were able, like the ship seems to be in a fairly good power. It's an old model towing vehicle, so it's actually a pretty solid ship. But who knows what happened? You also learned that there's a kind of an escape shuttle that was trying to dock or kind of break away. You're not sure yet from the ship itself, and it caused some sort of damage to the umbilical. On the other ship, on the Lavenza, this science vessel that you all have been exploring, Frenchie and Biggie and then a bunch of different Marines got into a fight with xenomorphs, and some brave dog catching crew, Buckles and Stitch and this hiding doctor sadly gave their lives for everyone else to survive. And so right now, this is where everybody's at. We've got one group of people on the science vessel Lavenza that's at least had xenomorphs on it and still has intact xenomorph eggs. You all are on the bridge. Winters is still alive. There's still supposedly one or two or three other mercs somewhere else on the ship, you think. And you're en route to this this section, this little area where there's all these different signals that are calling for distress or help. And I think at one point you were able to communicate. I do think you all were able to communicate with one another. So there's that. Then on the other ship, on the name of which you don't actually have yet, you notice that there's all these androids that are around, but they're not moving. They're not doing anything. And one of you decided it would be a good idea to pick them up and start shoving them out the airlock. And then it started to move. So I feel like let's go ahead and start right there. So we are on the bridge of an unnamed as of yet CM something bison towing vehicle that you found in decent shape with a couple compartments that seem to be open to space. Something happened here. And you're on the actual bridge. We've got Clover, Silas, and Veronica. Who was picking? Does anyone remember who was picking this thing up?
It was me and someone else.
It was Silas.
Who was helping me?
Who was helping out Silas? Well, definitely not Clover then, so it had to be Veronica. Clover and nobody else.
Right? If she had helped with the
fair.
ship, piloting the ship, then
Clearly.
it wouldn't be in this mess.
Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
So
It wasn't me.
as you tip back, one of you is like catching and the other is picking the feet up. Kind of heavy, but you're able to do it. It starts to move as if it's kind of waking up. You can see that the lights are beginning to flicker out of the eyes, like it's starting to boot back up. What do you do?
Are any of the others? Or is it just this one?
Just this one.
I will drop it.
Okay. Right to the
Sorry,
ground?
Mar.
Okay.
Yeah.
You let go, you drop it to the ground. Veronica, it's probably too heavy for one person to carry, but so it just drops, flattens onto the ground, causes this great little echo on top of the metal sheets. You can see it kind of it just sort of echoes throughout this really dark and cold and silent bridge, and you can see the eyes are flickering. Does not. It's like going through its programming. It seems to be glitching on something, but it looks to be it's still in the process of booting up, but it's struggling. What do you all want to do?
Can I do some sort of comtech or something to try to stop this reboot process?
Thanks for those bits, Captain Carrion.
Thank you, Cap. I appreciate it.
You want to do a comtech, Clover? Okay, go ahead, roll comtech.
All right.
Can anybody
Got a
hear
success.
music, by the way?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, good. I can't hear it, but
no.
if everybody else can hear it,
I
that's
do.
all
Just
that
kicked
matters.
in.
Okay.
It's loud.
I don't know. Is it? You can turn it down.
I like it.
Chat, if you can hear the music, let me know. Otherwise, I can't actually hear it for some reason, but that's fine. Okay, so roll. I guess you did you refresh your stress at some point?
I gave everybody pills last week.
Oh, that's right.
I gave everybody drugs to get rid of our stress.
I
Because our
forgot.
stress was just off
Okay.
the charts. So I was like, open up my magic briefcase and dispense some pills to everybody.
Okay, so as you quickly come over and you kind of access, you probably have some small little like PDA device or something on you, and you're able to jack into like this rear entry point that you know exists for these models. You start going through it as best you can, and it looks to be kind of getting caught up on its most recent command. Like there's like this hacked command that has been given, and it seems to be running in conflict with a different like kind of base foundational command. It continues to try to like go back to factory reset. It's trying to go back to factory reset, but it keeps kind of butting up against some kind of recent hacked command. I don't know how much of a programmer Clover is, but you can tell that this was probably a rush job, so there's not a whole lot of elegance to it, and you are probably under the impression that it's just a matter of time before like its own systems, its own subsystems are going to be able to kind of just bypass it entirely. It's just taking a little bit longer. The command, as you're kind of looking through it, it is effectively just like a command to just go to sleep, to just shut down, like go into sleep mode is basically what this is. And then when you look at the command that it's trying to execute, it's trying to execute some kind of cleaning command. Like it's trying to, like there's something about cleansing, and it's like extermination, something like that. That's it's trying to get back to, and it seems to be getting caught up. But as you're examining it, you're seeing like code being like rewritten, things being kind of rewired and gone around as this is happening.
Can I just sort of make a note of the code just to see if there's any?
Sure, that's no problem. But you know that there's a timer on this, is what I'm saying. So you have to come up with some other solution.
So I'll share that information, that there seems to be some hasty reprogramming that was done.
Should we continue on with proceeding to throw this thing in space?
I think I figured out the music problem. So Bert, can you hear it now?
Is there any
Are we
reason
just
to keep
gonna
these
leave
things
it?
on here?
We're gonna leave it here on the floor. It's waking up.
Let's run.
Okay,
Wasn't it just like one door between us and like where there was no gravity? There's like 0 G.
No, there was a couple doors. Like you can go back
Okay.
out in the hallway. Like you had a pretty clear understanding of where there was, like, you came in through like an open cargo bay that had been kind of opened up to space, and then you managed to get through. Like you kind of emptied out your escape pods within that cargo area, and it's a fairly spacious cargo area. So it's like there's tons of space in there, and then you tons of space, and then you went through that. You managed to get into gravity, but remember that you were going through hallways where you just literally saw Working Joe Andres just there, kind of asleep.
Oh, we got a gauntlet between us and there.
And you do know that there is some kind of shuttle connected on the deck below you through the umbilical on the front side of the ship. All consoles seem to be fine. You don't see any major damage to any kind of consoles or anything. Everything seems to be in shape. You don't know necessarily like what the status of like certain systems are, like, but there's life support at least within some pockets on the ship. The ship's not running on any engines currently, so there's not like your kind of traditional engines. It's not using your faster than light engines. It's just sort of drifting. It's whatever momentum it had, inertia it had, whenever it shut down those engines, it's gone. So you can think about some more if you want. We can switch over then, if the three of you want to think about it. We'll go over to the Lavenza. Lavenza, you are currently en route to this distress beacon. I seem to recall you were able to actually get on command with folks. I think Silas was able to get on he actually used the communications console on the bridge of whatever this other ship is. It didn't have it wasn't sort of flying any particular transponder code or anything like that. So when the communication came in, you weren't able to identify the ship. It was just sort of like an unknown vessel. But right now, all of you are locked within this bridge, trying to decide what to do next. When you hear on comms somebody call in, and say, "Hello, is Colonel, you there? Anybody there? Hello."
Hey there, soldier. This is Captain Frenchie. Is the Colonel here in the room?
Colonel
with
is
us
there, but it's more fun when you talk. So it's...
Like, yeah. Hey there, soldier. This is Captain Frenchie. I'm surprised you're still alive.
I need help. I need some goddamn fucking help, man. I need some fucking help. Oh god.
Yeah. You and me both. Where are you at?
He's like, one of the cargo bays. I can't really move. I'm like stuck to the wall, man. There's like a thing in here. Oh, just looked at me. It's just like it's like laying eggs, man. It's like
You got You got any grenades on your person that you can reach?
I can't reach shit, man. I'm like trapped. I'm up against the wall, man. Like, I'm like glued to something. I don't feel so good. Oh, something ain't right. I could use a hand. I need an evac here. Come on.
Yep.
Hey.
Let me go talk to the colonel, and we'll figure a way to get you out of there.
And the colonel has been actually ignoring these comms and has been over top of what looks to be a navigational chart. And it's just, and she is absolutely like studying it really, really carefully. And she's doing some basic calculations. She's got like a little grease pencil out, and she's kind of writing some stuff down, doing some things. Make a piloting check, Frenchie.
Sure, I can do that. That's
You
fine.
don't have to. But...
All right, skills and piloting.
Okay. You
All right.
quick glance, just like as you're looking over her shoulder for a minute, like you say her name a couple times. She doesn't immediately respond. She just kind of waves you off a bit. And as you're looking over her shoulder, you can tell that these aren't commercial charts. Like, you can tell that there's markings on here. There's like sectors on here that like don't look familiar to now. You guys have been running the gauntlet for like 2 years now together. Like, this is like you know you're not supposed to like drop out of FTL in this section. You know, like when you're making this run, like, basic rule of thumb, don't drop out of FTL, like, because this is sort of uncharted black space. No one knows what's here. But these charts that she's looking at apparently have more info on it. One success, that's all you're going to get. But that's what you see when finally she turns around and she's just like, okay, Biggie, and just completely ignores you. Biggie, can these the engines are good, right?
Yeah, they're good enough.
Okay.
Enough. I mean, I don't know how long we'll go.
Here's what I'm thinking. If we can get this vehicle, this ship, and she kind of looks down, and she's drawn some basic route lines, like, to different places. If we can get it to Black Site Gamma, oh man, that's a payday. That's a fucking payday.
Well, I mean, I like getting paid. I like money. You like money?
I
But
like money.
well, I like money too. But, you know, I like living.
Okay.
So, you know, is that going to be a long time to get there?
And then that's at that point when she notices that, like, Frenchie is kind of there, kind of looking over her shoulder, and she's like, quickly, like, erases, like, now, Captain, we've had such a good relationship thus far. Let's not ruin it.
I didn't see a damn thing, and I don't want to see a damn thing because I don't want you to have to kill me.
That's better.
But one of your crews down in one of the cargo holds sounds like they've been affixed to the wall like we saw on our little spacewalk. Says he's got a creature in sight down there. He's asking for help. Do you want to talk to him, or what? What do you want to do?
So she's like, who is this, Dorito? And the guy's like, yeah, Colonel, it's Dorito. I don't feel so good. I got this bad taste in my mouth, and oh God, I can't move my arms or my leg, and there's this big old thing right here, and it's just shitting out these greasy eggs and stuff all over the ground. What the hell's going on? You just hang tight there. We're coming to get you. All right, thanks. Oh God, it's like that one time I ate that meat. You remember? Back on Anchor Point, what was that, 2-3 years ago? Man, I was in the shitter for days. Oh, still just gurgling like crazy. And you can hear her like gurgling through the mic at this point. And she's just like, you just keep quiet. You don't want to draw attention to yourself. We'll be down there in a couple minutes. That'll be fine. And then she like kind of cuts off the mic. And then she turns to all you. It's like, okay, this is what we need to do. We need to secure this bridge. We need to get to those other those stress skulls. Get your stupid fucking crew, and we need to make for the closest place is Black Site Gamma. We can get there, and if we do, I'll tell you, doesn't matter about everything that went wrong. Doesn't matter. They won't even pay attention to that kind of thing. It's drop in the bucket compared to what we're gonna get. Okay? Sound good? Is everyone on the same page here?
I don't know about you, but I'm in a bad way. As I look down and I've really, really wounded.
Ain't none of y'all a medic.
Well, our medic is on the other ship. I don't know nothing about what military does. One can say I'm not necessarily an expert on such things, but do you have any at least basic training on that? I'm feeling like I'm about to keel over.
Winters, does she have any basic training? Let me take a look. Phew. Man, just always getting me to do stuff. No, 0.
Okay.
0. And only 2 empathy, so there you go. She just says, rub some fucking dirt on it. We got more important things. Hey, little kid, you're good at like climbing around and stuff, right?
Yes.
I want you to check those vents, okay? Secure them. Figure out you got a torch or something on. Block them. Put a fucking bell on them. Something so we know if something's coming. Go. Hop to it.
Okay.
Frenchie, I want you to head down. I want you to verify what Dorito said. Make sure we got ourselves a fucking queen, man. We got a fucking queen. Get down to that damn cargo bay. Get eyes on it, and then just get the hell out. You got it?
Yeah.
And Biggie, I want you to verify that all these systems are working, because if we're gonna fly this thing all the way there, we got 12 days. 12 days. We can live out of cryo in 12 days. Get down to the mess. Get as much food as you can. We're gonna make this bridge a lifeboat. You got that?
Yeah. Which planet is it? Because I gotta know how much longer it's gonna be.
What's that? Who said anything? You don't need to know which planet it is. I just told you 12 days. We're in 12 days.
Okay, 12 days is good. All right.
So-
You asking questions? Frenchie, you better get your damn crew in order.
All right. Chill out for one. 2, I got a question. If we're on our way to pick up the rest of my crew, and if they say they're in a ship, we could lifeboat in that and just tow this ship over there.
We'll figure that out when we get there. We still got she checks them. We're still an hour out.
All right.
Just go do your shit. Y'all got orders. Let's go.
So,
Let's go, Biggie.
Biggie, you got a torch or something I can use up in the vents or whatever to like seal some?
I had a torch and I must have dropped it. We'll keep an eye out and see if I can find a torch somewhere.
Well, actually, if that's my whole mission is to go up and like use a torch to seal shut some of the ducts, I feel like that's a good use of my hidden stash talent.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You mean this one? This one yours?
Oh, there's a reason we bring you along for things like this. Shit. Man, we could have used you a long time ago.
Chet just always has a ton of stuff.
One of these days, you should look into your stash and see if there's another ship. Like, oh, hey,
Yes.
look what I found.
Well,
Try to make sure not to let anybody see the fact that I have my grenade in my backpack as I pull out the torch.
Fair enough. Okay. So, are any of you not going to do what you were just ordered to do?
I'm going to do it. Regrettably.
well, does
I'm
that
gonna do it.
does that involve him going by himself?
You can go with him for a little bit, but you're supposed to head to the mess and just collect as much food as you can so you can lifeboat in the bridge.
Let's go, buddy.
Yeah, we're going to have to split.
Hey,
But, I don't know if it's safer for us both to stay together for the entire thing.
Are you all right?
I losing my shit here, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still sorry about before, man. I don't know what came over me.
Oh, that? Oh, don't worry about that. That's asteroids under the space elevator
All right.
or something like that. You know. Anyhow, I'm gonna see if we can find a med kit or something. I mean, they
Yeah.
got something in there.
I'll tell you what, I'll come along with you to the mess. We can gather up. We'll be able to gather up more food if we work together. And
Yeah.
then we'll get it in a go bag. And then
Oh.
we can go check out the cargo hold.
Yeah, we'll do that and perhaps see about patching each other up and whatnot.
Yeah. Hopefully
Hey.
they got something in the
Yeah.
cafeteria.
Are we having this conversation on the bridge, or did you?
No,
like,
no,
leave
we're
already?
walking.
Okay,
We're
okay,
walking.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing I got my good luck charm as I pull out my hood ornament badge and take the pentastar and give it a little kiss and try and lower my stress.
So you've been talking this whole time. You've been walking through the halls.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking. Just want to figure out how much noise you guys might have been making.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's terrible. Yeah.
Gonna roll a little something. Don't worry about it. It's not important. Okay. So the two of you head off into the ship. Chet, you go up into the vents, and we'll cut back. So back over on unnamed ship. What have you all decided to do? So you're looking around. You've got this thing on the ground that's lighting back up. Clover, you know for a certainty that this, it's just a matter of time before this thing rights itself. And you would probably presume like some of the others might right themselves too. Who knows? It's possible that by just trying to move it, you might have accelerated the issue. But you don't have much time.
How many other androids are on the bridge with us?
There's 3 total on the bridge.
3 total. That's including the one that's in this
Including the
sequence.
one that's, yeah.
And how many, if I open the door and look down the hallway between us and space, how many are in the hallway that I can see?
So in the hallway immediately outside the bridge, you can see 1, but you do know that you've passed at least maybe 3 or 4 along the way from between where your life pad, where you came in on the life pads and where you're at now. There's a variety of vents. There's a variety of ladders and stairs and stuff that you can go to the different levels of the ship. You haven't fully explored the ship. You all just kind of made a beeline for the bridge. So, but along the way, you saw probably 4 and then 3 more on the bridge. And Clover and Veronica, you would know from the very beginning of our little campaign that there was this news report story that was going around like where Seeks and Biotech had like a huge shipment of like 200 of their old model working Joe androids. The shipment just kind of got hijacked at some point, and they were trying to cover it up. That's why you guys went to the Hyperdyne Systems planet. That's why Matt's other character got killed. So. All that kind of stuff happened. You were being super quiet. Whatever, Biggie. Okay.
I know she stayed in the pod.
Do you have to roll to coup de grace a android?
That's a great question. I do know that when you damage the android, basically you're messing up its servos over and over again. You're just smashing it around. So like I would say
Could I use my analysis talent?
how?
It's rolling observation to gain insight regarding strange or alien artifacts or creatures. Like, could I use that to try to?
On the android, probably not. Like, there's probably not as much because it's not so much alien. These are a fairly. They used to be fairly ubiquitous. Like you would see them quite frequently. They're less so as newer models and as other companies have started to outpace Seeks in some ways, but Yeah, you
It's a
could.
stretch.
Yeah, you could. Matt, you would probably be able to just hack away at it pretty easily. If it's not gonna
Okay.
fight back, you can probably hack away at it. That's fine. So I
Do
would
I
say,
want to? That was the question.
yeah, that's entirely up to
Do
you.
I want to activate possibly the others? This is not good. And you said there's another ship with an umbilical below the
There is a
cockpit?
shuttle. There is a
Shuttle.
transportation shuttle that was trying. You saw this when you were approaching your life pods. That was trying to connect or back away from. You're not sure from the umbilical, the airlock that's underneath the bridge. It's basically one flight down. You saw damage. Something was going on there. You're not exactly sure what, but you know that's down there.
Could we access it from here? Is there a hatch?
You certainly could. You certainly could look for one. Go ahead and you can roll an observation if you want, or if you would prefer, you can roll Comtech and start accessing ship systems and see if you can get a schematic.
I'm gonna go for Comtech.
Yeah.
I'm better at that.
Oh yeah,
Two
for sure,
successes.
for sure. There's one. You know that the bridge itself, right outside of it, the hallway down there. You know that one of them behind one of the panels of that hallway, there is a ladder that goes right down. It's kind of it's a steep climb, lots of various systems. But yeah, you can get there, no problem. Just have to go
Okay.
back out into the hallway.
I will point that out to the others. That might be our best course of action.
Is there any loose wiring or anything around?
This is an old ship, so even though there doesn't look to be any major damage, it definitely looks like there's been jury rigging and kind of like piecemeal repairs over time. So yeah, you can probably find some stuff here or there. No
Because
problem.
I'd like to yank some out and kind of try to restrain our new friends.
Okay. Yeah, you can pull some wiring out, sure.
And I'd also like to try to put something over their eyes. That way they have one sensory
Okay.
component down.
Okay. I mean, they have clothes. You could, they do wear clothes, so you could rip up
I'll
some of
just
their
put it over
clothes.
their head.
Okay. Just pull their shirts over their heads. Give
The
them
Beavis
wedgies.
Butthead moment.
Okay, fair enough. Sure. So we'll say while Silas is digging through the systems to try to find a schematic, that's what Veronica's doing. Clover, is there anything you were doing in these couple of minutes?
Just gonna ask the group, should we just try to go down that hatch and just kind of leave these
Yes.
be, or
Yes.
Okay.
Says Silas.
Sounds like Silas is leading. Gentlemen first.
Sure. He goes and opens the hatch.
Okay. So you open the hatch, and again, you're face to face with this in the middle of the hallway. There's this working Joe unit that's just sitting there, and you notice as you're starting to pry away the panel to get to the access ladder, you can see a little flicker of the eyes. But you're able to get the panel off, and you can see the ladder goes straight down. It's sort of a tight squeeze, but easy enough. You're still in your enviro suits and stuff?
Yes.
I
Okay.
am.
This
Yeah, no,
this
we have
hallway and the bridge are under they have atmosphere, so it's possible you could have taken your helmets off, but your suits are probably still on. Okay. So then I want everyone to go ahead and just make a mobility test as you're climbing down. Or not mobility. Yeah, mobility. That's right.
Who's fallen with me?
Okay. Okay, Clover, did you want to push?
yeah? Let me roll back up. There we go.
Basically, you're just trying to squeeze.
Ugh.
Okay. So as you're climbing down, Silas, Veronica, it's a squeeze, and there's plenty of exposed wires and framing and such, and it's kind of dangerous, but you make it down just fine. As you're looking up and you see Clover bringing up the rear, you can see that she doesn't notice this little piece of metallic framing that is kicking out, and it rips a giant hole in her enviro suit. And you can immediately feel the pressure start to release from your suit, Clover, and you again, it's under Everything's under oxygen though. So as you climb down, Silas, you look around and you can tell, just kind of everything's sealed here. Like there's all these different doors and such are sealed. So there's no reason to presume that this isn't under oxygen. You're in a small room. There is a big vent that like you had to like kind of duck under as you landed. There's a bunch of pipes that you would imagine are kind of running out towards like the sort of the hydraulics of the airlock itself. So you think you're confident that this small room at the very least is under Atmo. But you can see as she comes down, she's just got this huge tear.
I'm assuming I wouldn't still have my surgical kit or my personal med kit or any of that on me. I'm assuming that was on the hot pocket that exploded.
We'll say you can have your personal med kit. We'll say that's
Okay.
that's probably like more the trauma, like immediate moment thing that you grab. Surgical kit might be something you keep kind of in a more permanent location in the lab.
I would like to try to look through it and see if I can find any kind of tape.
I'm sure there's medical tape in there. That would make sense. And yeah, like something for like wrapping up. Sure. And you wrap it up as best you can and you hope it holds.
And Clover being the last one down is like, hey guys, you should point out, like, hey, keep an eye out for that jutting metal over there.
We
Looking
all
out
made
for
it
each
fine.
other.
You
Just
were the last
saying.
one. Weren't you watching the rest of us? We were all good.
Just saying. It's helpful when we
I'm
work
sorry,
together.
Clover, I didn't see it.
Just saying. Keep your eyes open.
Just saying.
Cataracts is
We work
coming on.
together.
Cataracts. So you take a moment, you wrap it up as best you can. There's one door that leads out. There's a sealed hatch that seems to go to some of the below decks, probably towards the kind of some other areas of the ship. But there is one door that leads out that, if you understood the schematics correctly, right outside should be the air, like you're in the hallway leading to the air deck. On the other side of that hallway is likely a storage facility. You're not sure what's in that storage room. Common equipment might be in there. Could be things like other suits. Could be things like oxygen tanks. Could be anything that people might be using to take out immediately if they were to do some kind of spacewalk or something like that. But like right outside this door, the air dock should be there.
Silas, you should check that out and tell us if there's any dangers in there.
Why don't you come with me? Strength in numbers.
Maybe I'll find myself another suit.
Sure. I'll cover you. Go find that suit.
Okay. Clover,
I'm
you open the door,
gonna take my magnum I'll open my briefcase and I'll pull out
and you're gonna shoot her.
my magnum. Oh, hey.
I remember that.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. So you have a gun ready. Clover, do you open the door?
I also want to get my gun ready.
You also want to pull out Silas's gun? Got it. Reach over, you grab it right from his hand. Okay, yeah, sure. You both have weapons at the ready, sure.
Forgot about the missing teeth.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Door is opening.
That's right, Matt. You gotta talk like
Like that.
like this for the rest of the. Hey guys,
My teeth.
your teeth are missing.
The snark of your shit talking really like comes
Yeah,
down a
it
level.
does. It does. It really just.
Yeah. No.
Clover, you open the door.
Yeah.
Not gonna.
Okay, you open the door and you are met with a few things. A flickering red light, emergency lights, not all that uncommon. You saw some of this as you were traveling. But in between that flickering, you see a mass writhing around on the floor. And you can see it's just and
Back up.
and
sort
so
of mass?
all of you can go ahead and take a point of stress as it's flapping around, and its eyes go ahead and light up super bright. And you can see that spurting out something. And Clover, since you're the one in front, you get just covered in this synthetic blood all up and down your gun arm. And when you look carefully, as you take a couple steps back, you can see that there's this thing's flopping around on the ground like a fish that's dying.
So I'm gonna try to like back out, and pain in the ass is gonna be right behind me. I'm not gonna be able to back up, so I'm gonna have to shoot at it.
You're gonna shoot at Silas? Okay.
What?
That's what she just said. Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll an
Shoot at
attack.
it.
That's a
Two
success.
successes.
Yeah, for sure. Let me go ahead and roll on its critical injuries. See how we do. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to make that private. It was a ruptured fluid pump, which means it's actually going to get the next one up, which is leg servos, which it already has. So now you basically take out its arms. It already had 2 critical injuries, ruptured fluid pump, hence the reason why there's stuff flowing all over the place. Destroyed leg servos already had, and so you managed to destroy its arms, but it's still kind of moving in your direction now. And it's kind of just even worse now, because now it's just sort of waddling like it's doing the worm. Silas or Veronica, you want to do anything?
Silas.
I think we've got like 3 rerolls now from carrying.
Yeah, I'll take a shot at it
Okay.
with my revolver.
All right. That's just another success. Do you want to push it?
No.
Okay. Same thing. Got destroyed leg servos. This is you blow its head clean off. You're gonna see as it's here. God, I will put it into the chat. So
Thank you, crying.
you look down, you fire right over top of like Clover's shoulder, and the head just blows back and it's just flopping around, but you can still hear it going. Do you want to do anything, Veronica, as it's trying to close in on you all?
Is there any loose metal rods about?
Yeah, there's like some loose pipes and stuff around. Sure.
I would like to pin it in place.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead, and if you're trying to pin it, like you're trying to like stab it into like a grating. Sure. Let's
With all my huge strength I have.
we'll say close combat roll. That's a success, and you managed to. I will go
This
ahead.
is my love for synths.
This is gonna severe chassis breach, and it's stuck in the ground. Arms no longer moving, legs no longer moving, head flopping back, spouting its synthetic fluid everywhere, and it's still kind of twitching and moving here and there. But it is, as long as you don't get up too close to it, it should be fine, and you can kind of circumvent around it.
And stay down.
And we'll say just for the sake of it, you can easily just like kind of coup de grace at this point and sort of shut its system down. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Can I go back to the door we came through? And is there a lock on the door?
you came through a ladder.
Down it.
I don't wanna
Yeah, you
go
came
Is
down.
there
a ladder.
anything I can use to close that, or cover it up, or try to stop or like hinder something that may come down after us?
Sure. Well, you could probably take one of these loose pipes and just start smashing some things, and maybe like rip the ladder off the walls or something like that.
No. No.
Can we jerry rig the doors so that it's harder to open?
Sure. Someone could roll a heavy machinery and try to jam these doors if they want.
Heavy machinery.
Strength.
Okay.
I'm not-
So I'm assuming if you're going to do this, you're moving out of this room first and into the airlock hallway there.
Unfortunately.
Okay. So you go ahead and you do that. Now you're in the room with the now deceased android. You look off to your left, you see doors going back into the ship. You look off to your right, you can see the interior door of the airlock. Then you can see like there's that gap, and then there's the exterior door of the airlock, which looks to be partially open, like ajar. You can see lights are flashing. There's a console up in front of you. Across a couple feet away from you on the other side of this small hallway, you can see another door as well going into, like I said, probably a storage room at some point. And as you look to the right out of like these different glass portholes of each section of the airlock, you can see still partially tethered is the shuttle. And you look at its door. It looks, from what you can tell, that its door that would kind of connect through the umbilical is closed, but there's tons of damage on the exterior around that door. Something happened here. And while you think about that, we'll switch over to the other crew. Frenchie, Biggie, both you roll mobility tests for me, please.
Oh my gosh.
Is it an airlock or a jar? Oh boy.
Roll? No, come on.
I think we're up to 3 rerolls from Captain Kyrian tonight. So if anybody needs to do a reroll, remember free push. You can do so. So. Oh, and Ashley was asking about ways to make your lives worse. So I was figuring we can do 300 bits if you want to either cause a helpful coincidence or a horrible complication. Because complications went really, really well in the Spectaculars game that Jeremy ran last week. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm still working on mine. I had to refresh.
No worries. So we'll start with Biggie then. Biggie, the two of you eventually split, and you go off into what looks to be the mat. It's a small kitchen, really, really small. Looking at the actual kitchen itself, you can tell that this ship is old. Like, this stuff is beat up. There's cabinet doors that are off their hinges. There's the kind of drawer finished areas that have been completely replaced. There's some kind of microwave type appliance in here, but it doesn't seem to work. And sitting right next to it is another smaller, newer version of some kind of microwave device. There is what looks to be like a refrigerated area, and then there's these series of shelves, which you imagine is where they stock some of their food. It does appear to have a decent amount of food. However, also in here is, you notice on the ground underneath one of the tables, there is a big brownish red sticky pond of something. And when you look down, you can see beneath it, there is the body of a human that has something happened to them. Like, you're not sure what. Like, you're seeing like something kind of just ruptured from inside of them out. You know, like, it's like you look, like the chest cavity is just ripped open completely.
Damn. That looks like a deer that just jumped up too close to me when I was holding a shotgun back at home.
And I'll say, go ahead and take a point of stress for that.
Yeah.
And as you kind of take your foot forward, you can notice that it's actually somewhat fresh. It's still got a reddish quality to it. It's not too tacky. It's not completely dried out. It's still got
hell.
Yeah.
Shit. So I'm gonna try and see if I can quickly grab something. Like, I'm not going to stock up for months or whatever she wanted. Just enough to where we can not absolutely starve to death. But I'm going to look for 2 things. Well, actually 3. First off, this body, does it have any sort of a knife or anything on it?
Okay.
Helpful coincidence.
Okay, helpful coincidence. So you bend down and you start inspecting the body, and yes, there is a big old knife. There's also a gun. There's right down here. We'll call, like, this looks to have been a Marine body. Like, not a Marine. They're not Marines. I keep saying that. It's a merc body. So you can take into your inventory, if you would like. You can go ahead and put just the knife from the close combat folder, and then sorry, I'm looking for the other one. You can go ahead and put, where is it? Had it here a second
And you also
ago.
have like a first aid fanny pack. Just get the whole one-stop shop.
You can put a you can put an Armont Model 37A2 12 gauge pump action shotgun. That's under rifles. It's not
Nice.
a rifle, but it's under that category. And that's what's down here. So that's the helpful coincidence that Captain Carrion has provided you. Now, here's what the script that I had planned has, my prep has provided you, is that as you reach down to get this kind of stuff, what you don't immediately notice is that there was something down here with you, and then it goes,
No, no.
small little creature. We're gonna do an initiative to see who gets the jump on whom. I think and I have gone ahead and taken Matt's advice, and I've gone ahead and used the thing. So I'm gonna draw for Biggie first. Maybe. There we go. I accidentally draw. Okay, so you're a 6, and I'm just gonna use Frenchie just because I want somebody else. And this thing's got a 2, so this thing's gonna go first. So it's small. It's like the size of like a small dog, or a cat, but it's like, and it's sort of orangey in skin tone. It's covered in gore and viscera. You don't really see any eyes, but it's got this tiny mouth that's just filled with these sharp little teeth. And so I'll go ahead and roll. Let's see what it does. And instead of attacking you, it just starts running away, and you can see it start running directly behind one of these appliances, and you can see that there's a little vent back there. So let's see. Yeah, and so at this point, because it's such a close proximity, it's able to get behind that appliance and into some small little duct vent behind the appliance itself. So you were fortunate. It didn't attack you or anything. What do you want to do? Do you want to go after it, or do you just want to get the food and run?
Oh, hell no, Mother. I don't want to go after it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and get some food, and I'm sitting here thinking, well, chefs cut their hands and fingers all the time. Surely there's some sort of like a first aid kit or something right here in the kitchen. I'll grab that too.
You know what? Because Captain Carrion donated us some bits for a helpful coincidence, we'll say yes, we'll extend it. And you do find a small, very old, you're not sure exactly how good the adhesive on some of these Band-Aids are going to be, but you've nonetheless found something that's useful. Yeah.
Well, half the time they use super glue anyway.
Okay. So then, are you going to make your way back to the bridge, or are you going to go try to chase down Frenchie?
I can't leave my buddy.
Okay, so you go after Frenchie. Frenchie, how did that mobility test go a while back?
I failed it.
Okay.
I thought you got 3 successes.
No.
Okay.
I was testing to see if I
Comtech.
could roll. It was a Comtech roll.
Okay.
Okay. Did you push or anything?
No.
All right. Okay. All right. Fair enough. So, you make your way down one flight in terms of the levels of this ship. So, the flight you were on basically was bridge and cryo. Okay. Then there was the second flight underneath it was basically containment labs and science labs. And then underneath that is where you kind of get into cargo engine area. And so that's where you're headed all by yourself. You hear the sounds of something in the vents for the walls nearby. Like just sort of a thumping, like a...
That's fucked up. Yeah, like I just want to get it over with. I'm gonna crouch low.
Okay.
And move quiet and quick to just take a peek. Like that thing can thump. I'm just gonna, shit my britches a little and move on.
Okay. So you continue moving, and eventually you find the final, like kind of like the set of stairs that takes you down to like the cargo area. And it's not as big of an area as you have on your ship. This isn't a commercial shuttle, and there's 2 modestly sized cargo bays. There's kind of an open area in between where you can see there's all sorts of ground vehicles that are in here. One of which seems to be heavily damaged, like severely and heavily damaged. You also notice that there looks to be other types of equipment here that you're not like. Tell you what, you can roll a test if you want to try to identify them.
Sure. What do you want?
Go ahead and roll. Let's call it. You could either do. I'll say heavy machinery, or you can do survival.
I'll do survival.
Okay.
Hey, 3
Very
successes.
nice.
I'll take that. Yeah.
you would be able to recognize these as like post holes, like large posts for electrical fences of some kind. Like they're not currently set up, but they're all kind of stacked together. There's these huge industrial posts that are kind of set down, and they create this kind of electrical charge that would be incredibly painful to pass through.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Definitely too scared to do anything about it now. Any signs of this creature that's supposed to be down here?
Roll an observation test.
Okay. I will push that one.
Okay, we still have rerolls. If you want to do a free push, basically.
Yeah, I'll give it.
Yeah,
a
just
go.
do like a reroll.
Oh, I'll take it.
Okay.
I
Roll
got
your
it.
stress.
Roll stress. This is
Down
great.
to- God.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh no. No.
You start screaming, and you hear the shuffling of footsteps and stuff getting more friendly coincidences. Okay.
Wow.
Captain Kieran's my hero.
You're screaming
Wow.
and screaming at your lungs, and then all of a sudden you feel a rough hand cover your mouth, and this woman that you recognize from traveling here on the Cledes Island, one of these other mercs, these says, "Shut your fucking mouth! Can't you see them?" And she starts pointing to these what you thought were shadows, but now you see are starting to move a bit as these large, reflectively black creatures that you've seen before, 3 of them, begin to start surrounding the 2 of you.
Oh.
And they're taking up kind of a defensive posture in front and around this one doorway that seems to head into like an alcove of the cargo bay. And you can see, and I'll give this to you because you actually were the person who went into the previous one. You can see that same kind of resin that you saw when you did your spacewalk.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's grabbing you, and you can taste blood on her hands. Like she's injured, and she's and breathing really heavily. She says, back. And she starts moving back.
Yeah,
and
I'll
back.
go along with her.
Okay. And you're still screaming, by the way, but she's got her mouth, and she's starting to drag you at this point.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Okay. And as you start to back up, eventually here comes Biggie, but they're still slowly moving up, and they're like flanking you, and one of them's looking at you dead on, like coming straight at you. The 2 are flanking around like they're freaking raptors, and then you bump into Biggie, who's coming down. Biggie, I'll say you can see these things too, and right as you all hit the stairs to start coming up, the 2 on the sides charge in. I'm going to go ahead and just pull one for... I'll go ahead and reset, actually. So first one will be Biggie. Oh, there you go. Frenchie.
Oh, those
Can't see
were
him.
private still.
Sorry. Biggie, you got a 1. Frenchie, you got a 10. Then Marshall. I'm using Marshall for the Marine, and then I'll use good old Bud for the Xenos. So Biggie, you bump down into them. You see two of these creatures charging in, while the one that's been positioning itself between the stairs and whatever this alcove is just standing there. Biggie, what do you want to do? You have a shotgun in your hands too, as this thing's charging at you. It's a zone away. What do you want to do? There's 2 of them coming at you.
All right, so am I in the same zone with the other 2?
Yeah, the 3 of you are together.
Okay.
It's easier to kill you with acid that way.
Right. Am I near a doorway?
Yeah, you just came downstairs, and you know that at the top of the stairs that there are security doors that you could potentially close.
Let's back on up as I'm going to grab them, and then I'm going to try and go through the door and shut it. I don't know if I can do all that in one turn or not.
So moving will get you, no problem. So you can use your fast action to move back up. You can use your full action, slow action, whatever the hell the alien calls it. You probably don't want to close the doors until they get out, or do you want to just trap Frenchie down here? I mean, I'm totally for that if that's your preference.
Well, what I wanted to do was grab them and bring them up. Yeah, I just don't know if I have enough to do that or not.
We'll say this: roll a strength test to see if you can drag Frenchie up.
Okay.
Just click on strength. Just
Okay.
straight strength. We have, I believe, one free roll left.
I didn't use a reroll on that.
You didn't?
I just
Okay,
did a
so
regular push. Yeah.
Okay, so then we
Alright.
have two left, I think.
I'll take one of those free
Okay.
ones.
Just
then.
go ahead and re-roll it. Don't hit the push button because
Yeah.
it'll add the stress. Okay. Roll your stress. Okay. Roll a d6. 1 to 3, it'll be the shotgun. 4 to 6, it'll be the med kit.
All right.
Oh.
Don't know which is worse here.
Okay. Drop the shotgun. It goes clattering. It goes off. And you swear you hear the poor Marine woman go, "Ah! What the fuck is wrong with you all?" But you're able to drag Frenchie up the stairs. But that's your turn. So then let's go to the next one. It'll be Marshall. Go ahead, Jeremy. What would you want that? So she's just average Marine. She just kind of, you think she just got hit by a little bit of shell, the shotgun shell. She's got these two xenomorphs coming at her. What do you want her to do?
Does she have grenades?
She's got grenades.
Chuck a grenade.
Okay, chuck a grenade. Go ahead and let's see. You pull out the grenade. Go ahead and roll range combat.
Okay.
I assume you're trying to kind of like two of them are starting to converge, and so do you want to just hit the two? There probably wouldn't be it probably wouldn't be easy to hit all three since they were flanking.
No, I think it's basically tossing a tree, kind of trying to hit the two that are converging.
Go for it. Do it.
So pulling up Marshall's sheet from retired.
Yeah, that'll work.
There we go. All right. And
I said retired. Isn't that a nice way of putting it?
yeah, it's
Recycled into a toaster. It's not as nice. Okay. So the grenade will go off. And you can see that it seems to they give it pause for a second, like as the grenade pops off, they kind of rear back. What do you want to do? You have a fast action if you want to run up.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think since they were a little bit behind you, they're going to spend their entire turns moving up the stairs, and they have now funneled into the stairs as we come to Frenchie. The three of you are outside the stairs at this point. You're looking down, and there's these three Xenos now that have clambered in. One of them is a little bit further ahead than the others because the other two were kind of dissuaded a little bit by the grenade, but the one in the middle just charged up. Seems to be like a different kind, actually. Something about these three, like two of them look just like the ones that you fought when you were in the labs. This other one has some other, like the head is shaped differently. Yeah, it was able to move quite fast. It's got this.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be gross. It's very big bulbous head.
And there's a door at
There
the
is a
top of these
door.
stairs, you said.
There is.
I would like to use my turn to go and close that door.
Okay, fast action, close the door. You still have a full action. You want to try to jam it with something? What do you want to do?
Yeah, is there a control panel
Yeah, there
next
is.
to it?
Yeah.
I want to just, I want to make sure no one gets hurt, so I'm going to pull out my gun,
Okay.
and I'm just going to shoot the control
Okay, just gonna shoot the control panel instead of rolling
Yeah.
contact. Makes sense. Sounds cool. You fire it. You hope it locked. And yeah, you hear them though on the other side, and you can hear scratches. You can see dents beginning to form in the doors itself. Coming around to Biggie, is there anything you want to do?
Come on, we got to keep going.
Okay.
But is there any way that I can sort of make sure that the door can't open, or has that already been done?
You got anything else on you?
Oh yeah. I do have a maintenance jack on me.
Okay. What are we thinking you can do with that?
I don't know. I think Chuck's already done it. So yeah.
Okay. Just gotta
I
hope
think-
that the gunshot works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just try and get everyone out. Whoever's furthest behind, I'm gonna try and drag along with me.
Now that you have some light, you can see that the woman, like one of her legs is just shredded. Like it's just burnt through and shredded.
I got you. I got you.
Okay. So she'll put her arm
Yeah.
around you, start dragging her away. Okay. I'm gonna roll some hidden dice. Don't worry about it. It's not important. It's nothing. Okay. All right. They're continuing, like she'll let you kind of carry her, and then when they're scratching away at it, you can hear this smashing against the door, and you can see that the door's holding, but you're not sure if whatever that giant bulbous head looking one is doing, if it keeps at it, eventually this door is probably going to go. You think you probably have enough time to get away right now if you hurry, but you're pretty sure that this door is not long for the world.
We ought to start closing more doors behind us.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey there, Marine lady. Do you got any more of them grenades on you?
Jeremy, roll a d6.
I will. Come on. Good. Be lucky.
She's got 4 more left.
Yes.
Okay. Is anyone? Let's make us a trip line. Pull the laces out of my boots, tie it across a door frame, and then tie it to the other end to the pin to the grenade.
Oh, you're saying making a snare?
Well, yeah, when they trip this, when they run across here and hit the cord, it'll set the grenade off.
Yeah, I can make a snare like we were catching rabbits.
Okay.
Not so much catching them, just blowing them up. Just line, wall, grenade pin. And then they hit the line and it pulls the pin and the grenade blows up.
All right. Well, we should still close doors behind us, though.
That's also a good thing to do. We should do both.
Okay. So, sure, you start to make trip lines out of your shoes and such. As you start moving past, you have a little bit of time, so we'll just say this is happening as you slowly start moving back up on the bridge. As we shift back now quickly to Chet, who has been crawling in and out of these vents. You've been doing the best you can with this smuggled blowtorch.
I've got my motion sensor.
Yeah, you're getting over to one of the final 2 vents or hatches that are kind of entering into the bridge area, and you've got your motion sensor out, and go ahead and roll your power dice for it.
Okay.
So it should have a
Fine.
power level. Just roll that many d6s.
Okay. I think 4 is what we had. So just roll 46.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 6.
Okay. So I think the 6s means it depletes 2. So it's still working, but it's just like the power is draining. But you get up the momentary blip. And then you gotta look at it again, maybe shake it, and then you see blip. As something's coming.
All right. Could this thing give me a sense of like if it's on the same plane as me or?
I'm pretty sure if we use the movies as the canon for this, I think that's not the case, because that's one of the reasons why certain people died in some of the Alien movies. Spoiler is because they didn't
that's
realize, So yeah, like in Alien specifically, they didn't realize like they're inside. How are they inside? They're up in the vents.
Okay. So I think one thing I would like to do, depending upon like what the layout is in, or, like where I'm at. I do have my little like Game Boy or Game Boy equivalent. I think what I'd like to do is like open it up, get it set up to where it's going to be doing something that'll kind of like make some noise, and then slide it down the vent in a direction away from me where I'll have line of sight to take a shot.
Okay.
So hopefully it'll go for the Game Boy and then I can shoot it.
Okay. And then you're also trying to figure out like a way to compress and kind of collapse this particular tunnel.
Yeah.
Find a hatch you can. Okay. And go ahead and roll a couple dice then. So you've got a Game Boy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you throw it down the tunnel, and it's going through et cetera, and like every now and then you'll see like the flash of light come from like it changing a level or it's showing the score, and everything's fine for a moment, and you hear you look down, you can see your motion sensor as you're continuing to do the blowtorch. You look over, and one of those flashes of lights from the screen of the Game Boy comes up, and you can see this glistening black face. You can see this mouth is open in this smaller little creature, and this is about 7 to 10 feet away from you, and it's hovering over top of this little Game Boy because I didn't roll any successes, and it's down and just destroys your Game Boy. It's about 7 or 10 feet from you. What do you want to do? Point of stress, obviously, but what else do you want to do?
Man. So how successful am I at like finishing up welding the spot that I'm at
Roll
now?
a heavy machinery test.
Okay. Because that will affect what I do. Okay. Heavy machinery. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm so... Does the torch give me any bonus towards heavy machinery?
Probably. We'll say just take +2 for now. I don't want to look it up.
Okay. Cool. Well, that sucked.
You do have a stress die too, so it's not. She didn't take the stress. Roll an extra d6.
Okay, sorry. That's my bad. I should have added that on earlier.
Okay. Don't worry about rolling for panic. You only have one, so it's no big deal. Do you want to push? We also have rerolls.
No, I'm so horrible at that
Okay.
that I don't think I will.
Okay.
And I'm kind of okay with like it just didn't work. Like I was in the middle of it. I don't have that. So pretty much at this point, I'm assuming it's got a. Yeah.
You have a turn. Basically, it just took its turn because I rolled. I rolled a test to see if it could identify what the hell this thing was, and I rolled no successes on 10d6s, and so your distraction worked, but it's still there, and it just wrecked your Game Boy in a second. So it's
Okay.
in a second it's starting to turn its head up and find its next target. So it's up to you.
Okay. Well, I would like to give it something else to eat on, and chuck a grenade and then scoot away.
Okay. So as it starts to climb towards you, you see just the most perfectly timed like overheating of a pipe as steam comes out and just starts to burn it for a second, slowing it down even more because of 300 bits done by Captain Carey. And you start to shuffle backwards. You throw the grenade in. Okay?
This is a good idea.
The grenade goes off, and you hear screaming from inside. But you were not able to seal the vent, and you come crawling and falling down into the bridge, where Colonel Winters is like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, boy?" And
It's up there, and it's black, and it's coming, and it killed my Game Boy, but it didn't get me, but it's right there.
Get back in the corner. And you can see that she gets her big old pulse rifle ready to go, and she's got it locked, and she's starting to back away, and she's sitting and waiting behind the
I'll do a poor job of imitation of her stance as I pull out the bolter.
and so she's just up there pointing at this vent. As we cut now over to the other ship, where we see, so you have to hold that position for the next 15 minutes, Jeremy. So Silas, Clover, Veronica, to refresh your memories, you've got the destroyed working Joe android on the ground. It's Alfredo sauce pooling. You've got the door to your left that seems to go back into the ship. Door to your right is the interior airlock door. There's red lights blinking in your area. There's a constant red light inside the airlock because the outer door of the airlock seems to only be partially closed. So it's open and it's open to space. Through like the little porthole in the interior airlock and then through the space, you can see that not too far away from the ship you're in, there is that small shuttle that's still tethered through various umbilical connections. And there looks to have been some kind of damage done to the entry-exit port into the shuttle as well. It looks like that door is closed, however, but you can see debris just sort of floating around. Immediately across from you, there's another door that you think goes to some sort of storage, and there's various consoles and different types and different kind of like terminal boxes and stuff on the walls that likely control the actual airlock itself. What do you want to do?
No other synthetics or androids in this room.
You do not see. It's not a very big room, so you look around. There's nothing. Doesn't appear to be anything hiding. But then again, Clover could be a hidden synthetic.
It all makes sense now.
It's all making sense.
Can I try to do some sort of a contact to see if I can do anything to
You can
control
move,
the,
Jeremy. You can move.
He's committed.
He's committed now. Okay.
No, I can't do that. Not for like 15 minutes.
It's gonna be like at least 10 or 15. Yeah.
Right now.
All right, go ahead, Clover.
I want to see if there's anything that I can do to control the umbilical connecting to the shuttle.
Okay, so you're gonna move up to one of to the console.
Yeah.
There's a console control panel, and then there's like junction box type cabinets laying on the wall, flanking either side of the airlock itself. Do you want to go for the junction boxes, or do you want to go for the control panel?
Control panel.
Okay, so you go up to the control panel. It's working. It's functional. It's displaying as you start punching in. You don't have to roll CommTech yet. It's displaying a basic error. It's telling you everything that you can see with your eyes, which is that the exterior airlock door seems to be jammed, and that it's warning you against opening the interior airlock door, and there's been some kind of damage done to the exterior of the ship just immediately outside the airlock.
Is there any type of speaker or any kind of audio connection to the shuttle?
None that not from here. Yeah, you can roll CommTech. I say roll CommTech to see if you can maybe patch in to the shuttle itself. That's fine.
Got a success,
Okay,
and I need to roll stress.
Roll your stress. 3 could result in something. Okay.
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 So I'm just trying to maneuver this on the console. And suddenly I decide that I need to jump onto the console.
Okay. So you just, as you make your connection, but it's like this crazy static that almost sounds like something's growling at you, and it just freaks you out a bit. And like you just
and then I jump.
flip out, you dive back, and you like kind of fall into what looks to have been some storage crates that were just sort of set up along one of the walls, and that makes everyone else startle and take a point of stress.
Keep it together, Clover.
So you go ahead and
You have to take a point of stress too.
I do.
You do. You both do. Veronica as well. But you patch in, you shake it off, but there's no response. As far as you know, the comms are working, but you don't get any response. So, what are the two of you doing? Veronica, Silas, what do you want to do?
I want to go towards the door that leads like further towards the shuttle or towards the umbilical. You said, is that the one that's damaged, you said?
Right. So there's like the interior airlock door, then there's the exterior airlock door. The interior is fine, but the exterior is only halfway closed, which means if you open up the interior airlock door, it's going to vent into space.
Okay. I want to go take a look at that area. I want to go investigate it.
Okay. Roll an observation test. Okay. So you move up. You can see that there's some damage done to the. It's hard. Like I would say, with 2 successes, you're able to differentiate between just common wear and tear, because this was an old ship, and more recent damage. It looks like the glass kind of porthole for the interior airlock door is cracked, as if something or someone was trying to smash through it. There is this android on the ground. You can see that on the, like, when you look through it, you look on the actual panels of the floor itself on the inside of the airlock. There's been some kind of very serious damage done to the floorboards themselves, like kind of ripping away at some of the metal. And from what you can see, there also seems to be some kind of piece of debris that's jammed into the exterior airlock door that would need to be removed in order for this thing to close properly.
And it's been jammed in from this side?
No, it's from the
other
outside.
side.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's now a good time to go back to our pods. I liked my pod.
Listen, there's killer robots between us and those pods.
How do you know they're killer?
Well, what do you think this one here was trying to do?
Give us
Welcome you to the ship?
a gross hug.
Okay, well, go back up there. See if they're waiting to give you a hug. And let me know how that goes.
But that means we'd have to split up.
Clover comes out from underneath the console at this point. Let's not do that. I want to see if there's another EVA suit in here, since mine just got a big old hole in it.
You do see like one of the doors that's across from the door that you came out of has storage written on it. It's faded. Open it up, and you can see inside of it, it's actually several evac suits on the inside. Older models, but they're, it's mismatched. It's this, again, you're on a ship that it's on a transponder, some kind of pirate ship basically. But yeah, you can see that there are some in there.
I'm gonna shoot a hole in all of them. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do it.
I was like, let's do it. It's finally
just
happening.
Yeah, please make it happen.
Let's do it.
The chat could pay for that, couldn't they?
They could. That could be. I mean, they want to make a really terrible consequence. We could say all of them are ripped in some way or broken. But it's also very dark in here, Clover.
I put a light source on the closet.
All right. So you put a light source on the closet, and you see that there is a suit laying on the ground, face down.
Does it seem to be filled out?
It's hard to tell. You'd have to get closer, turn the head a bit, see the transparent side. The back side of the helmet is like metallic.
Clover will say to both of them, keep an eye on this. I'm going to see what's going on over here. And I'm going to turn around and make sure that they're both actually paying attention to what I'm doing.
Sure, I've got my gun pointed.
Don't turn around. My God.
Fair enough. Okay. So you move
and I
in.
Go poke.
So you go and you poke. And as you're poking, it does seem heavier than a normal. Like, as you start to kick it a little bit, it doesn't move as easily. There's something inside.
But it didn't react to the pokes.
Did not react to the pokes.
I will keep my gun out, but try to kick it in a roll.
Okay, so sure. You kick it and it rolls over, and you see that the face actually is smashed in. Like, the actual covering is smashed in. And you can see that there was a head inside at some point, but what the horrible violence has been done to whatever human head has been inside of this thing. Just completely caved. The face has just been caved in completely. Just all sorts of blood dried all over the different areas of the front side of the suit.
Is there any other damage to the interior of this room?
You look around, and yeah, there's a couple of the air canisters and stuff that are kind of thrown around. You can see this is very old, but it does look like there's signs of droplets of blood on the ground and droplets of that kind of synthetic fluid as well.
Are there other entries or exits into this closet other than the door?
Not
Say
that you
like
can
a-
immediately notice. If you want to roll an observation test, you can.
I would like to roll an observation
Go
test,
ahead.
actually.
You go ahead and roll that observation test and go hide in the corner again.
Again.
Trying to figure out if I want to use breakthrough for this, just to make sure I see what
Can't
number
wait till we get the crew back together. It's gonna be so
danger
fun.
is
I'm
here.
not getting the crew back. It's never happening.
It's gonna happen.
Never.
Guaranteed. Might be in body
Oh.
bags.
Oh my gosh.
You want to re-roll that? You can either push or you can burn a
Re-roll?
re-roll.
I'll do it
We
for
have what, one left?
Okay, we have one left now because Adam used one, somebody else used one, but then Chuck didn't use the third. So we're at after she uses it, we have one left.
Okay. So do I still have to roll the stress?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's just a re-roll. It's just a normal roll.
Yeah.
It's just if you were to push it, you would have taken an extra stress. Jeez. Okay.
No.
So as you roll this thing over, you see this body and this caved in, horribly destroyed skull, and you just start screaming at the top of your lungs. Makes perfect sense.
I'm frozen.
Okay. And as you see the body roll over, it's a horrifying sight. Like, it's absolutely disgusting what you're looking at, Silas. And it's just maybe for a minute, like you kind of the face, like your face goes, goes white a little bit, goes pale.
Y'all got stress.
Go ahead.
By the way,
Go ahead there. Everyone's taking extra stresses for this, but Veronica, you can see Clover's freaking out. You can see Silas is frozen. I think you're the only one who isn't going nuts. Have you?
Need a panic roll.
Oh yeah, you need to roll your panic, Jen.
How do I do that? Is it hitting
Just hit the
stress?
Just hit the
Stress
stress button.
Oh, okay.
or like the word stress.
Okay, this one's not so big a deal. Your stress does go up, but you drop something on the ground. Probably your med kit just drops on the ground, but you'll be able
Didn't
to
need
find
that.
it. You'll be able to pick it back up. But eventually, after a couple of minutes of screaming and frozen, you all settle down. Clover, you look around. There is a vent, an old-fashioned air vent that's been duct tape pieced together and kind of goes off further interior into the ship itself. But there is nothing else in here. There are a couple other suits. You take a moment and you do find one that seems to be intact.
Okay.
So you can take a couple minutes. You can put that on while Silas and
like to do
Veronica
that.
do other things. So Silas, what do you want to do with that information? Veronica, I assume you pick your med kit back up, which just drops onto the ground. Doesn't go anywhere. You're in a small room. But what do
Yeah,
the
I'll
two of
pick
you
it
want to
back
do?
up.
I've just got my gun trained on that door that was like sealed from the other side. I'm watching that door.
So
Okay.
is there any other suits that are intact, or was it just the one?
There are... One second. Let me double check. There are 3 that are intact, actually.
And about how heavy are these?
They are... I mean, you could carry them, but and they're about as... Like, they're bulky more than they're heavy. So you could carry them, but they're pretty bulky. You also notice that there is a briefcase, similar to Silas's, but a little bit bigger, bulkier. But it's kind of got that same sort of metallic outer shell. But it's like it's fairly big and bulky, cube-like.
Is it attached to anyone?
No, it's just laying on the ground inside of the room
Okay.
where Clover is getting into her suit.
Well, I'm curious.
Okay. You open
What's
it
in
up.
the box?
You open it up. It looks like it was probably coded or locked, but it's been jammed in some way. And you open it up, and it's fairly big, bulky, like twice, almost like twice the size of like a bowling bag, bowling ball bag. You open it up, and immediately you see this glossy slimy yellow-green oval that begins to suddenly open up at the top.
Say ah.
Oh no.
I'd like
I'm
to
assuming-
take it and throw it out of the partially opened airlock. Can I do that?
Okay.
I'm in the middle of.
It's not like
changing
I'm
into
gonna
an
get sucked
EVA.
out.
No, like we're gonna get sucked out. Okay.
Oh, Captain Karayan to the rescue.
Okay. So we'll say because you close up the case really fast, right as you started to see something move around in the interior. Close it up, like something was moving. Inside some translucent sack, flaps opened up, and you could see that something was starting to emerge. And you quickly close it back up. But you can feel as it's like you're trying to carry around a cat in a case, you know, and so something's trying to get out. You want to throw it out the airlock? Is that what you said?
Yeah, there's a door that's partially open, right?
Yeah, you could easily do that. Now, you would also know that if you just opened up this airlock here, it's gonna be explosive decompression, and you're gonna get sucked out. Silas is gonna get sucked out. Bad things could potentially happen. Clover, and if she closes the door in the room that she's in, she'll be okay. But you would just get shoved right out of the room.
We'd only get shoved to the partially open door, though, right?
Mm-hmm. But very violently.
And then maybe sucked through like the alien from Alien Resurrection.
Oh. Face hugger. Ouch.
It's a bowling ball. It's moving around. I'm gonna have you roll a check in a moment, but for now I'm letting it. Yeah.
Okay.
But you gotta make a call with it. You could do the
I'm gonna
explosive.
make a call not to go do the airlock because I don't want to lose Clover.
You do know that if you hit the console, you can drain the oxygen from here and then open it up. You all are in. Once she's in suit, you'll be okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's totally. I mean, that's doable.
So until then, I've just got this rat in a cage.
Yeah, which I'm now gonna roll a check to see if it can break out of. I'll go ahead and public roll this. All right. And it does. You can see as you're holding it, as you're bringing it out into the main room where Silas is, you can see something explodes and rips the case apart right at the hinges. Just
What the hell is that thing?
and we'll find out after we cut back to the other group.
Shoot Veronica.
Oh.
This is fun.
So does that mean we get to stay frozen like this?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so Biggie, Frenchie, unnamed Merc, because if we, this isn't Dorito. This is, hang on. I actually do have the name. I don't know why I said unnamed. This is, this is APOC. Okay, so you're backing up. You keep hearing, as you keep moving back, after you get maybe to the third one of these little trip lines, you hear the loudest smash and clattering of metal you've ever heard. And then, like, some kind of violent call, like a horrible something like that is happening, echoing through the hallways. You set up two other doors. There's one more that you could do, or you could just beeline it right for the actual bridge. What's your choice?
If we just run straight for the bridge, they'd follow us and then be knocking on the bridge's door.
There's doors in between.
Yeah, let's close them doors up too. Give us
Okay.
some time, maybe.
Fair enough. Chet, on the bridge. You and Winters are there, ready, pointing. It's a couple beats, and at a certain point, Winters like turns back to look at you. She's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, boy? Everything's fine." That's when it just leaps out of the vent onto the bridge. You're ready, so go ahead and you can fire. She's not, so she's not going to get a chance. But you can go ahead and get.
Why did you look away? What's wrong with you? You're a horrible mercenary.
Oh man, you guys are getting so many bits. The only reason you guys are surviving is because of Captain King. Literally,
Yeah, that's very true.
he's MVP.
Oh my God, what a shot! It was all the aiming, it was all the waiting, it was worth it. That's like the most amazing shot ever.
Okay, let me. Holy crap! So this is one of the scouts. Let's see. This one's got an armor of 8. So
is
it
the bolt
can't do
gun-
anything, but the armor is passive. So the armor will, I got 2 successes. So what's the total damage you did?
Oh, well, I need to look up what the base damage on that thing is. Sorry.
It's
a
pretty
bolt
high.
gun base damage
Yeah,
3,
It's armor
and
piercing,
then
too.
extra, so 6 damage.
You just one shot a xenomorph.
I know it's stupid, but he turns to the colonel. Give me $1.
Okay. And as you do that,
I'm a fucking
you're
professional.
like, give me $1. The explosion in the wave of acid that just comes back over top of you is not unlike the scene from The Shining. As this is very close quarters, and you're using a bolt gun, so you had to be fairly close. As you both are going to take some acid splash. So I believe it's, let's see, how much what was the total damage you did? 6, you said?
6.
All right. Not a ton. So you take 2 points of acid damage as you start to burn. So does she. As she turns around right at the time, so she gets it in the face, but you were turning around and you didn't see the explosion. That just this eruption of acid, but you get it in all up and down your back. You have this acid that's just burning away. 2 points of damage. Okay, Frenchie, Biggie, you hear the sound of Biggie. Would be the familiar sound of like the bolt gun kind of popping off, and then the sounds of screaming coming from up ahead as you two are tying up one more of these small little trip lines on like the second to last door. But you hear it coming from the bridge.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we better run.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop everything I'm doing and go straight for the bridge because little buddy's in trouble.
Okay. So you burst through the bridge door. Winters turns around, starts mowing you down because you burst through the bridge door, and you can see there is the body of a xenomorph that's just flopping lifelessly to the ground. A console has been utterly destroyed and covered with acid as it's just burning through whatever console this was focused on. You can see that Winters is just grabbing her face in pain and agony. Chet's grabbing his back, but it's dead.
Huh. I'll make sure everyone's in and then I'll shut the door.
Okay.
And hey, you all right, little buddy?
No!
All right, I got something for your. As I start to open the med kit.
No!
Okay.
You take care of yourself.
Oh,
I'm just gonna go sit in the corner, and I'm not doing another goddamn thing.
hang on. Wait, just a minute. As I reach in my pocket and I pull out this bloody $1.
So, Frenchie, as you watch Biggie and Chet, maybe you're carrying the APOC
Yeah,
woman, you sit
yeah.
her down, and as you're sitting her down, you look at the console, and you see that there's a message from Mother, and you are now, like, it says destination reached, basically, and you're at the distress call signal, or at least where it was sort of tracking.
Oh shit.
And you start punching away, and you're looking at some of the comms, and you can see that there is a large ship that you are now running up alongside.
I'll hail.
Yeah, you hail. No response.
Shit. Can I do any kind of scan to see if maybe the rest of my crew is on that ship?
Sure, we'll say there's a life science scan. Roll Comtech.
All right.
That was your... Getting there at that point, by the way, Carrion, was your coincidence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, in stress.
Okay.
I don't look forward to stress. God bless.
Oh no.
Oh,
So as you're sitting there looking at this, you can see the body of the xenomorph just suddenly twitches as if it's coming back to life, and you just fucking turn and run. Just run. Flee.
right back into the
Leave.
arms of the other ones.
So I can see that he's running.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're messing around with Chet though, so I would say he's gonna get out the room.
Okay. Well,
You could chase after him,
yeah.
though, but you would see it.
no. I'm just gonna go to the door and I'm gonna say, "Get the fuck back here!" As I'm gonna try and use a command roll to break him out of his
Do it.
panic.
Ooh,
Nice.
Ooh.
But you also have to make a panic roll.
Oh shit! I do. Okay.
Permanent trauma. Did you see that, Chuck?
I was just looking at that.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is gonna be exciting. I mean, it's pretty optimistic to think that you're gonna make it to the end,
Right.
but oh gosh, I thought for sure we'd get back together. Chet. We are. I mean, we're so close now. Okay. Okay, fair enough. You can live with that.
Well, my stress went up, and so did Chet's.
Okay, Chet,
Does
you're
Chet
up.
have to roll a panic too?
Okay.
Yeah, Chet. How many stress do you have? What, 2?
Yeah, that puts me up at 2.
Yeah, you should roll it at 2 because you can always roll a 7 or an
Okay.
8.
8 now.
I pressed it. I'm gonna wait a second if it's just being delayed.
Of course, Chet. By the way, one shot's a fucking xenomorph. Of course, the kid.
It's
Okay.
Okay. you're keeping-
Okay.
question is
I'm
was
just
this-
telling him I'm sitting in this corner. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. That's it. That's me right there. I'm done.
So
All right.
you're chasing him. And did you roll your command, Biggie?
No, I didn't yet.
Go ahead and roll it. Over on the other ship, as you're staring out, like, and you're getting ready, you know, as you're watching this little face hugger hand dance around, Silas, you catch out of the corner of your eye, you see extra movement outside. Just something just catches your eye at the periphery as you're darting and looking around, staying alert all of a sudden as this thing's dancing around, and you can see a massive ship is just passed by behind in the distance the actual shuttle itself. It seems as though the other ship has arrived. Back with Biggie, that's a success. So Frenchie, you stop for a moment.
Yeah.
Heart's just going crazy at this point, and the two of you are out in the hallway in front of the bridge, and you hear the sounds of clattering and smashing and that same kind of like blood-curdling screech from a few doors away. Facehugger time.
Like those words.
Okay.
Nice.
So let's see who we got. So we've got who's there? We've got Ada. We've got Ada Clover. We've got Veronica, and we've got Silas, right? Okay.
Indeed.
All right. So let me go ahead and reset this initiative. Veronica, you're a 3. Clover, you got 10. Silas, you're a 9. Facehugger is an 8. Veronica, this little hand, like by little I mean the size of a cat, just burst out and exploded onto the ground. You and Silas are in the same room with it, by the console, by the airlock, through one of the other small doors in the storage facility where all of the extra suits were and where this little case was. You can see Clover is still is almost done. She probably would take a turn for her to finish and kind of get the helmet on and everything. What do you want to do, Veronica? You're up. Oh, Garrett, you are just way too nice. Way too nice to these people. They don't deserve it. You see how Silas is constantly trying to kill Clover?
I need chocolate pays more. Oh, thank God. We're gonna need that.
You're single-handedly keeping these people alive. Veronica, what do you want to do?
I would. You're gonna hate me, Clover. I would like to try to pick up the guy and hit the door button to open the door to suck us through to the half-opened one.
Wow, this
Okay.
is the kind of
You're
thing I
gonna
would
kill
expect
us.
from Silas.
Half-opened one,
Okay.
so that maybe we land on something a little bit more squishy.
Okay, so you grab what is effectively like a limp torso because the arms and the legs and the head have been blown off this thing, and so you pick up
Yeah.
the torso. It's like this big heavy pillow that you pick
It's
up.
like a
It's
flotation
dripping.
device.
Sure. And so we'll say, so I will say, I mean, you're in the room, so we'll say fast action, hit the button, but we'll say your slow action to pick this thing up. So slow action picks up the body, fast action hits the button,
Yeah.
explosive decompression then occurs
Yeah.
as just like that, as this thing opens up, all of you are thrown about. I'm going to say the door manages to swing shut for Clover, and Clover, you get trapped inside. There you go. There's your coincidence that
Yay!
helps Clover at the very least. And so but Clover, you still kind of slam against it. You can go ahead and take like a point of damage as you just smash right against it. Silas and Veronica, go ahead and make a mobility test. And I'll do
What
this.
are you doing, you fool? Going to push that.
Okay. Go for it. I'll do the same thing with this little guy here. Oh. All right.
Crying with the bits.
Or not have a push button.
Oh my gosh. I failed. The facehugger failed. Can I use one of those rerolls?
Oh, I need a roll stress.
So, first thing you see is this small little creature that was starting to leap up, like that weird, disgusting, gross underbelly of the facehugger flying towards Marsba, right as she hits the button, and midair it just catches the exhaust, the wind or the exhaltation of the oxygen from this room, and it just gets sucked out into the small airlock area and then out into space. How did the two of you do on your mobility rolls?
I did not get any successes, and I had a roll of stress,
Okay.
but I'm not seeing a push option.
I got one success.
Can't push when you roll a stress,
Yeah, because you rolled a
great.
facehugger thing.
but you
can reroll.
reroll.
Yeah, you
Yep.
do the reroll.
Okay.
So Silas, you got your success.
Yeah.
Silas, you fly into that airlock area, but you do smash up against the kind of the jammed door, but you grab hold of something before flying out into space, and so you hold on tightly, and there you are, kind of with your back against it, just sort of being pushed and sucked and pushed and pushed and pushed, and you just, yeah. And Veronica, you do the same thing as you are thrown to this room. You hold up the android torso right as you're about to fly into space, and it gives you a second to reach over and grab onto an exposed like hydraulic pipe. You just wrap your arm up underneath it right as the android's torso folds and flies out into space, and the two of you are now in the process of explosive decompression.
Oh,
Then it's going to see. Let's go back.
I'm gonna 300 kick Mars bar out the.
Let's see. That was the facehugger is out in space drifting. Silas, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Oh, can I reach any sort of controls to close this?
So you have a couple
Format.
options here. You're actually right underneath where the jam is for the exterior door, so you could attempt a strength test or a heavy machinery to try to wrench that free.
Yeah.
You could also attempt a mobility test to climb your way back through the interior of the airlock, which would then give you access to the button that would close the doors again.
I will attempt the mobility.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh my lord, I passed.
You did.
Seat cover. All
Okay.
right.
So you get through the airlock door, but instead of going for the button, You're just continuing to get further and further inside and trying to like anchor yourself to the console at this point. So the decompression is still occurring. There's all sorts of loose crates that weren't anchored that are flying out past you, but you're ducking underneath them, and you go up to the anchored console and you kind of crawl underneath and just cling to it as best you can. And you can see little panels and buttons kind of pulling off, like ripping off here and there. And then we'll move to Clover. Your turn. You saw
Clover
what happened.
Clover will take her turn to finish putting on her EVA suit. So it's going to be her turn.
You can go, I'll say full action. You can go ahead and put the rest of your suit on, and then you can use if you want to use your fast action to open the door, that's fine. But this room right now, because these are basically these are all secure doors, like you are within oxygen. So if you were to open this up, bad things could potentially happen. So it's up to you.
I think I'd probably want to do that when I've got a slow action to do something with.
Okay.
So I'll hold.
Okay. Chet, back on the bridge. There's some kind of flashing lights going on. You see Winters is still kind of like patching up the right side of her face because like her whole eye is now covered, and you've been going through, like, the acid has been continuing to burn for an extra round, but it's fine now. But you can see that a new message has come in on the console that you're kind of hiding next to. You peek up, you take a look, and there's it's giving you, like, because you have like an ongoing kind of sensor thing happening. Frenchie was just punching in some kind of scan of the ship when he freaked the fuck out and just ran. And now the results of that scan have come in, and it has found that there are life signs aboard this ship. And it also is specifically referencing that it's venting atmosphere, like some kind of explosive decompression, by its docking umbilical underneath its bridge. When you kind of lean up and you look out one of the portholes of the bridge, you can kind of see little gas kind of flying up and just stuff getting pushed out of the ship itself. So, Chet, what would you like to do?
I'll call attention to that. They're docking. Somebody's coming aboard. Anybody?
So you turn around. Biggie and Frenchie are in the room. Winters is wrapping herself. Like, what do you mean no one's? They're not docking with your ship. Like, you're like, that was a scan of like the other ships. Right now there's like 2 ships and there's like a shuttle that's trying to dock with like that other one.
Yeah, or Chet's just communicating it poorly. Like, just
Oh, my bad. That's me. That's on me.
No,
and so
I don't know. Like, he'll point at it.
Okay. And so Winters will come over and she'll be like, well, I guess someone's alive on there. And she starts going through the readout and like where the damage stuff is. She's just like saying out like, okay, this is damage. This engine seem intact. Okay. Laugh. Fuck. That dumbass captain of yours might be right. We might be able to use this thing to tow the other.
So do we just run to there like right now?
If you want to suffocate.
No.
We gotta get to... Oh, what kind of damn escape pods does this thing have, or anything? And she starts going through...
I'm a kid. I don't know.
You just fucking one-shot a xenomorph, okay? Fucking do something, man.
Okay.
She grabs you by the scruff of your neck. You ain't a little boy anymore. And she pushes you down in front of a console. Be useful. Big E.
I don't know what that means.
Big E. Frenchie. You're out in the hallway. You hear the smashing of these things. You hear Winters yelling at Chet in the bridge. What are the two of you doing? As Frenchie is having a coronary right now. His heart's going crazy.
Oh, get in.
Okay.
Shut the damn door.
Complication.
Oh, no.
Oh, Ashley.
She was just waiting. She was waiting for the right moment.
Yeah.
As the two of you are running back into the bridge, punching out of one of these small little vents, Biggie, you see that same tiny creature that you saw inside the sort of the mess area, and it's going to, because it's bits, it's going to get a chance to do something. But it didn't do anything last time, so we'll see what happens this time. So it pops out, it looks up at you and goes, "Ah!" And it turns back and runs in, and that's when you hear behind you one of the most recent doors burst open, and you see that big bulbous headed alien looking at you from about 20 feet away, and it like leans down like it's about to charge at you, and it leaps forward, and you see it get tangled up on your little trip line, and it kind of falls down for a moment, giving you guys a chance to do something. What do you want to do?
That means that's a grenade, and
Yeah.
so I'm gonna say we need to shut this door and
Yeah.
run in to shut the door, but wait for Fries to come through.
All right, you're rolling. You're throwing your grenade at this. Did I hear that
Wait.
right?
No,
Oh,
it's
no.
one of the trip lines. The trip lines have grenades attached to them.
Okay, go ahead and roll 96. Frenchie, go ahead.
We have dueling bits.
I know. Ashley's
gosh.
trying to kill you, and Captain Carrion's trying to let you survive.
28.
Okay.
Oh, you probably need
I
sixes and
didn't know how many sixes.
not one.
And unfortunately, the grenade goes off, and it kind of pushes this large charger creature to the side, but it doesn't seem to really affect it too much. But it stumbles. It's on the ground. But the two of you back up into the bridge. Do you close the doors, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Close the door.
All right.
Yell at Winters that there's a big one coming straight for us.
There's only one more. There's one or two grenades left.
You rolled 4. So if you've been doing it at each trip line, you've been doing it at like each of the trip lines. So roll 96 again, Fringy. Oh god, that's even worse, man. And one more time. There you go, that's better. At least you got one this time.
I got one.
Let me check its armor. Oh god. I'm gonna do this publicly just so you can see just how many D6s I'm rolling.
Fuck.
What?
What?
And it only got 2. It beat me by 1.
But it still beat it. So like it explodes. You can see like some basic scarring. It's not as reflective, but yeah.
Re-roll some of those d6s, maybe.
Those are for you guys. Rerolls are for you. The GM hasn't been taking any bits, so we'll do it that way. We'll keep it as positive for you all. Okay, back into the decompression area. Veronica, you're up first. What do you want to do? You are inside the airlock now. You can also see this some kind of pipe that has been ripped and is kind of jammed underneath the kind of the gear-like door of this rolling airlock, which is keeping the exterior airlock. You also see out in front of you, like in space, you can see the shuttle as well. But the door's not open on the shuttle.
Am I still frozen with fear?
How long was that lasting for? I didn't.
1 round.
1 round. Yeah, that would be this round, I would think.
Okay, so I just look, try to point with my eyes.
Silas, what do you want to do? How long was yours lasting for? Your seat cover.
That's a great question. I
Looking
don't
at it
know.
now. So seat cover, you must use your next action to move away from danger and find a safe spot if possible. You've done that. After 1 round, you can act normally. So yeah, you can act normally because you were able to use the actions last round. You have your normal action this round.
So I maneuvered down to the console, underneath the console. So
Yeah.
can I access the controls here? All right.
Roll a comtech if you want to. Quick, easy comtech if you want to reach up and close that gate. Yeah. So you're trying to close the interior airlock door, right?
Yeah.
Trapping Veronica on the other side. I'm not criticizing you. I'm just
Is that where we're at right
clarifying.
now? Is that the
It's up to you.
situation?
It's up to you. I'm gonna do a Jeremy.
That's my dad.
I can't move, but I'm going to give you the evil eye.
Yes.
The
You're in a
door
suit.
closes.
You can make your way across to the
Uh-huh.
opening.
The
Oh my
door
God.
closes and a couple things happen. First, the room that you're in, Silas, suddenly stops going crazy. Like all the crates have already washed on out of here. Like there's nothing loose in here. But you can also see that these crazy yellow and red lights that were kind of changing back and forth have stopped, and it's just sort of that basic kind of red flickering glow that kind of pops up every now and then, and you don't feel the force sucking you out into space. The other thing that happens is Veronica, you're in that small airlock, and even though you're in that airlock, by the interior airlock, you're not getting, there's boxes that aren't being thrown at you anymore. You're not feeling the force of the oxygen that's being blown out from inside, that's pushing you against it, and suddenly you just kind of float free inside this airlock, and you're no longer actually getting sucked out into space. And strangely enough, this actually benefited both of you. Clover, it's your turn.
So I've been behind a closed door, so I'm going to open the door, step out.
And you can see that there is Silas at the console. You can see that there's no longer anything in this room. Like the case that that Veronica was carrying, all the other boxes that were in here. You look through the airlock door and you can see, clinging to an exposed pipe in the middle between like the exterior and the interior airlock door, is Veronica with kind of a terrified look on her face that you can
What the
see.
hell did you do, Silas?
She had lost some sort of strange alien creature. It leapt at us, and she ended up over there. She opened up the airlock.
And you closed it with her on the other side?
She's out there with it.
Yeah, did it ever get sucked through? I know the
It got sucked out
android
into
did.
space. I failed its
Okay.
mobility roll.
I was waiting for me to
got
be
no
frozen
successes.
and
I rolled like
Okay.
12 d6s, no successes.
Clover is just speechless at
I
just
saved our
Silas.
lives. She was going to kill us with what she did.
And now how are we going to get her back?
I don't know. She's got that alien with her. Does it matter? Our safety's paramount.
Very important person.
Oh, goodness. I really want to... All right, see if I can make this work. So I have a breakthrough that basically allows me to automatically pass an observation because I want to see what I can do to fix the outer door.
Okay. Easily enough, there is some kind of piece of metal, possibly a broken pipe, that is jammed in the door of the exterior airlock. If it's removed, likely you think, unless there's other damage that isn't immediately noticeable, it will probably be able to close. From what it looks like some kind of accident happened that
Right.
caused the exterior airlock of this area in the exterior of the shuttle to sort of rip apart in some way, and it didn't close properly, and that caused some of what's going on here.
Okay, and can I see a path to get from where I am to be able to get out and do that?
Yes, you open the airlock again.
Yeah, I was
and
trying
then
to see
you
if
go
there was
outside.
another...
Not that
Don't
you know.
Another
do
option
it.
other
I got
than
my
that.
gun pointed. Don't do it, Clover. Don't open that damn door again.
She's my buddy.
I don't care. You work for the company. You don't work for your buddy.
Uh, um,
You both have guns.
Ashley, you're supposed to be on my side. You're the one causing chaos. What are you doing?
and by the way, because I was behind a closed door, do I see a ship outside?
Sure. It's kind of run along parallel.
All right,
mean-
what's the plan?
Do
What's
I
the plan?
recognize that ship?
Clover.
I think you know from communications from our last session that they were on their way.
Okay, so Clover is basically, because she did have her gun out, she's going to go over to Silas. Gun out, not quite at his head, but still out. And just say, it looks like they're here to rescue us. They damn well it better be able to save her life.
Okay, well, let's get on the comms. He just kind of shrugs.
And I'm going to push him out of the way and get on the comms.
Okay.
Push.
And the gun accidentally goes off. And Silas's gun goes off, and whoa,
Every gun goes off. Another facehugger jumps out.
So you go to the comms, you send a message on the bridge that people are now huddling in as there's a creature that's barreling down. Chet, you're there, and you hear Clover come on the comms, and you hear your father's voice in the background.
Don't you ever push me again.
You guys need to come around to the backside. Can you see us? We're by the shuttle.
Front side.
Mars is outside. We need your help.
Hello?
She has an alien with her.
What? We have aliens here.
What? We have killer synthetics.
Hey, Captain, you want to get some containment on this situation?
You know, at this point, he can't do any worse than me.
So
Well, fuck it. Okay, all right. We have a bit of an issue we are troubleshooting right now, and we would like to help you out. So, which door did you say that was? Which
Do you see the shuttle that's hanging out off the whatever end of the ship this is?
Yeah, where the umbilical's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Yes. Silas decided to trap Mars outside of the
No,
airlock
Mars
door.
opened the door. You can hear
So-
shouting in the background. No,
Dad,
Mars
Dad,
opened
Dad,
the door.
Dad,
I don't
Dad,
care.
Dad, I one-shot one.
I don't
Good
care.
job, son.
I don't care about what happened. I care about what we need to do. Let's do this.
And that's what you
So-
hear on the bridge. Boom! And a huge dent in the bridge door opens up in the shape of that bulbous head of that creature.
All right.
And Winter's like, Chet, you know there's one vent that didn't get sealed.
There's one vent we can get out.
All right. We know where. You know where to go because we need to get to the umbilical.
I have an idea.
Okay, you gotta lead the way, son. and I'm holding down the button to the comm so that his dad overhears it.
Okay.
You
Okay.
gotta lead the way,
Winners.
son.
How
Okay.
bad? And just like at this point, all pretense is gone. He'll pull out the brick of explosives that he kept. How bad would it be if I tossed this at the doors, sir?
Well, shit. I mean, I'm proud of you. You may not want to throw it though. The force will do that enough. You just lay it right here. It's bound to the door will probably fall on it, and that's enough for that.
Okay, I'm gonna set it right there. Let's run now. I'm in. Chet's gone. He sets it and leaves.
Okay. You go up to the hugely dented door. And
Running and just as fast as he can. It's almost like whenever what's that thing they used to do in gym where like you have to run to one end of the gym, touch the line, and then run back. It's basically like that.
Okay, so you run up, drop it, climb up, and you're like the acid has kind of started to dissolve a bit. As you start moving into the vent, you see this small little creature just suddenly emerge right there in the door.
Oh my god!
And
We have both a complication and
I know it's so complicated.
Oh no!
This is what happens. So you got to make a panic roll, Chet, as this smaller creature just suddenly starts hissing at you as you start climbing through the vent.
No!
Okay, and then
I'm leaving.
okay, but it's still right in front of you. So what do you do?
I shoot it. I think.
Roll an attack. Oh my god.
Go away.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh!
You
Again.
kill it, and you just destroy it. You just blow it up right in front of you. A little bit of acid spurts out, but you start climbing in. Biggie, Frenchie, what are you doing?
We gotta get in them vents.
Okay.
Hey, this is
He's
the
got
only
the
way.
bomb. Yeah, we gotta get to escape pod. Go save Mars and use that ship to tow this ship.
Both of you go ahead and roll mobility tests.
Oh god. Whew, good thing I was stressed.
I got. God damn it.
So much stress.
You're gonna die, Frenchie. Frenchie's heart is just break.
That's the worst one. That's worse than catatonic.
Oh no.
Oh god. You must immediately attack the nearest person or creature, friendly or not.
You did it earlier.
Biggie and Chet just went into the vent. Winters is still here, though. She's the
Oh,
closest.
Winters or the creature close?
The creature's not inside yet.
Fuck, I'm fighting Winters. That's gotta happen.
Oh
Oh my
god.
god.
Oh boy.
Must immediately attack.
Carrion did donate another reroll if you want to reroll, or if you want to just roll with it, attack Winters. That's cool too. It's your call, Frenchie. If you want to
I'll
use the
reroll
reroll.
it.
Okay, go ahead.
God,
Oh my gosh.
As
Just
fun as
reroll
that would be.
reroll your panic roll.
just the panic roll?
Yeah, that's what
Alright.
he was calling on. So reroll the panic roll.
Oh.
Okay.
Um,
As the door slams again, and you just kind of just give up at this point. As you put your hand down to go to climb up, and it burns from acid. It just fuck this. And you just kind of flop down into a chair. Winters looks down at you. Oh god. Does she leave him?
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
She looks down.
Karian is dropping bits like crazy.
Holy
to,
crap.
For
Okay.
Winters not to leave you behind.
I rolled a strength test, or not a strength test, like a heavy machinery test with her. That's not facehugger. I don't know why it says facehugger. Got one success. She's pulling you up and dragging you right as the door bursts open. And that's when you see this large, bulbous head alien onto the bridge, and it's going to come charging right at Frenchie. Frenchie, roll a d6. I don't have this one actually programmed in.
It's a 5.
It comes running at you, and 5 is a tail spike. The tail impales the victim with terrible force. So I roll for the attack using 10 base dice. Damage is 1. Attack is armor piercing. If the attack causes any damage, it automatically triggers critical injury number 66, killing you outright. As she is lifting you up, she is in the vent and trying to save you, but this thing bursts through. Last chance for Frenchie. Last chance for Frenchie. 10d6 is public roll. Everyone can see it. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
That's no successes. No 6s.
No way.
It's public. Everyone can see it. I'll even expand it on the.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
F in the chat for Frenchie.
Holy crap. It's not over yet, but this huge tail just shoots down at Frenchie, and she pulls you up. Winters pulls you up into the vent just as the tail smashes down into another destroyed console, and you start dragging away. Silas, you hear all of this happening. You hear your son Chet is like screaming. You hear of the explosion of a door. You hear the sound, and then something just break completely. You hear Colonel Winters yelling, "You stupid, fucking good for nothing, you limp dick son of a bitch! Come on, man! God, I'm gonna carry you, you freaking hippie son!" And then nothing.
Turn to Clover. She's obviously talking about Frenchie.
And nothing. And I think I think let's end it there. Frenchie they got into the vents. The one good thing is that this creature was so big, it's not going to be able to follow you into the vent. So I think let's end it there. We're pretty long, so holy crap.
Wow.
The group is kind of back together.
We're getting closer.
So
close, but yet so far.
I know.
Oh, man.
Again.
All right, so let me go
Like
ahead.
there's this vast expanse between us.
You're
and a
right
space.
within the ability to see each other as both
So
ships
you can watch
just-
each other die.
Mars can just
Fantastic.
aim herself and jump and just float over to the other ship.
Oh my god.
Let's hit your XP stuff really fast, and then we'll do close and plugs. Thank you everybody who threw out the bits. Captain Carrion,
holy cow.
Shideezy, thank you so much for that. You kept me on my toes. Kept having to adjust. Galen had asked at some point earlier, I wonder what Jeff had planned if not for all the bits. We'll just never know, will we? Or I'll just reuse it in a different adventure. So just do something like that. All right, so XP questions. Did you participate in the game session? Yes. Risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda? You all will have to adjust those questions. Did you risk your life for your buddy PC?
Several times over.
I
Biggie
think
did.
Big E, you're pretty solid. Clover, I'll give it to you too, because you went up to a guy with a gun, got into his face. Come on. I'll give it to Clover for that. Do you have a buddy, Silas? Who's your
No, I don't have a buddy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
At this rate, you're not going to.
That makes sense.
I'm your buddy, Dad.
Yeah, thanks.
Or how about this? Is he your rival, Clover? Is Silas your rival?
Yes,
Then I think you get credit for the next one. Did you challenge or stand up to your rival PC?
I did.
So we'll say yes for that. Okay. Did you make a panic roll? Everybody?
yes.
I think everybody. Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means?
Yes.
I mean, I think everyone at some point. It's just a series of violent events, and you've gotten over some of those events, but some of them are still ongoing. I mean, definitely the Facehugger crew. Like, you're not in immediate danger at the moment, that you know of. Make a significant discovery or revelation.
Fucked.
Oh, that's
Queen.
I mean, that's not revelation.
I mean,
But he never got confirmation.
true.
And I'll say, I mean, peeling back the curtain, that big creature that's chasing him isn't a queen. Matt, do you know what it is?
No.
Yeah,
I don't either.
it's actually a charger. It's from the Destroyer of Worlds. Yeah,
No.
yeah, which has 18. Excuse me, what was it? 18 armor.
Based
Oh
off
my.
the old Kenner action figures.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Perform an extraordinary action of some kind. Anybody want to make the case?
Maybe.
One-shotting with a bolt gun, I think, is an extraordinary. action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Twice, I think.
Oh, he just got the second one is just a chest burster, which ended up being just a comical like, I'm here again. Because of those bits. Okay, let's do a quick run around. We'll start at the bottom and work our way back up. So Chuck, what do the Defenders got going on this week?
Oh man, we still got our Kickstarter going.
Yep.
I checked. We got till Monday, so we got a week to go. What do we got going on Wednesday? I'm running our Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign using Weird Frontiers. Jeff is there, Jeremy's there, I'm there. This Friday, Joe is running our new basic fantasy role-playing game campaign. And then Saturday, we're actually running Forbidden Lands at 1 p.m. on Free League Publishing. And then at 9 p.m. on Defenders of Cobalt, I'm running a basic fantasy one-shot. So busy day on Saturday. And that's what we got.
Okay, perfect. Captain Carrion just reminded me that there was APOC too. I totally forgot APOC, the other merc. We'll say that.
Apoc's dead.
We'll say that. I mean, I have reasons that I want her with you all.
Oh, no, that's even worse.
Yes. Hercules.
Matt, you're next.
Yeah, Kickstarter ending tomorrow. There's 10 hours left. We get like, I don't know, something like 7 or 8 backers during this live stream. So thank you, everybody's jumping on before the end. That's going to be done tomorrow morning. Could be your only chance to get that game in print. Kill today, die tomorrow, a rules light spaghetti western role-playing game. Tomorrow you can catch Jeff and I over on Garblight Games. We're doing the Masks of Nyarlathotep Call of Cthulhu adventure over there, and that is at 2:30 Mountain Time, 3:30 in the afternoon Central Time. I always get that.
I put 3:30 in the thing I dropped in chat.
Thank you. 3:30 Central on Garblight Games on Twitch. I'm running Forbidden Lands, the once a month game, the Bitter Reach, over on the Free League channel this week at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time in the afternoon, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Free League Twitch. And then I'm going to kick off a brand new Forbidden Lands game on Sunday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to take the rules neutral Danger of Hot Springs Island hex crawl adventure. We're going to take that. We're going to run that with Forbidden Lands. It'll be good.
Awesome. Jen.
Hey, everybody. I have a Twitch channel, Pixel Prowler. We do video games. We should be playing something tomorrow night. It depends on the availability to see which one. And then Saturday, we will be over on Free League playing Forbidden Lands.
Awesome. I'll handle Melissa's and mine here in a minute. So let's go to Adam.
I'd like to plug our upcoming project Divinity Unleashed. That one is where you can start off as basic professions that specialize in a school of magic already for the divine casters. And there's a free preview out there on drive-thrurpg. And we'll drop that here in the chat.
Yeah, I don't think I have one set up for the Divinity, but I'll go ahead and copy whatever you get. Oh, perfect. So then let's move over to Jeremy.
Yeah, I can't wait to play more games with all you wonderful people. And then also there's the Pludcast, PLEWD, where Matt, that beautiful bastard, helps take me to school to learn more comic book nerdiness.
Awesome. And then for Melissa and I, you can catch us this channel this weekend. We're going to start back up our weekend games. I think we're doing our zombie game this week. I can't remember. So you catch that over the weekend. But the big thing is that next Monday over on the Free League Publishing channel, we're starting a brand new game. We're starting Things from the Flood. And I actually scribbled down the title I think I'm going to do. I'm just going to call it Into the Dirt. Because that's where our lives are going on Things from the Flood. So Things from the Flood, it'll be on the Free League Publishing channel, 9 Central. It's replacing the Vaesen game that we've been playing for the last few months. Same crew, same people. We're going to be doing a sandbox start. So if you want to come help us populate the area in which we're playing, come and help us come up with little interesting locations and NPCs to interact with. And you can watch us make some characters, and we might even start playing the actual game as well. And then later in March, we're going to be also starting up a Delta Green game. More details when we finalize a few. We have to cross our T's and dot our I's still on that one. Thank you for everybody who hung out. We had a nice crowd tonight. And thank you so much for the bits, everybody who threw them.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and put us on the end screen now. And I'm going to go ahead and raid one of our friends, whoever else I can find who's still playing this late on a Monday night. So have a good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out late with us. And we'll see you in 2 weeks with more Alien.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.